Good day, collective. I'm here to drop in with you to get our week started. And I was doing the collective vibe check. I was about to go on my usual track with it, pull out some cards, do a reading, and I just got this real big download that came in. Spirit wants to give the collective a little assignment, a little exercise in experiential education. So I'm going to be presenting this as the download that came in today. And if you choose to accept it, I think that you're going to find this challenge that's being issued by Spirit to be quite transformational on many different levels in your life, and it will radically transform your life. And you'll see so much that you have been feeling like has been held up start to move forward. So I want to bring this forward. It feels really important, and there is this message coming in that we need to work to transform the spirit of greed in the collective consciousness. We see so many readings out there about return to sender, and everybody feeling like there's others who are feeling very covetous around what they have, that there's a lot of blocking, a blessing energy going around. And yes, I do feel that blocking energy is very present. There's like this confirmation coming through on the download that this energy is real, that it is out there. There's a lot of thwarting energy in the collective consciousness right now, and that thwarting energy is being caused by the spirit of envy. And so I want you to start thinking of like demons in this respect. Demons are like sort of like a malfunctioning program in the collective consciousness that's influencing the algorithm, and it's what's causing the imbalance. So the more that we start to kind of tune into this frequency of envy on a collective level, I'm not talking individually, and that is a big part of this download, that we need to move out of the individual consciousness. We need to move out of that I consciousness. We need to start making this shift to more of a global consciousness, to more even on a microcosmic level, our community consciousness, just our surrounding area. And really think about it. How often do you actually get out into your community and tap the pulse of what's going on right around you in your immediate vicinity? So this piece coming in too, that this week, please get out into your community. Spirit wants you to actually like get out of your car, go on a walk around your community, greet people, tap into the energy that's on the street. Where are people at? How are you feeling? What energy are you bringing forward as you move through your community, as you interact with people? Do you interact with people? What is your stance? What energy are you holding? What energy are you picking up off of the people that you're encountering as you're walking about your community? Like, we spend so much of our time as we move throughout our day, like isolated in our own little bubble, in our cubicle, in our car, in our cliques, that we don't really take the time to really tap the pulse of what's going on around us. So this week, Spirit really wants you to get out and about in your community. Go for some walks, just, it'll do you good anyway, just to get out in the fresh air, get your body moving, especially if you've been dealing with feeling stuck, or you've been having any sort of like sense of stagnancy or even confusion coming up in your consciousness. It's about taking it out of the mental and actually embodying the energy, bringing it into the physical and putting it in motion. This can be very helpful for all of us collectively right now. It's just getting the momentum going, and let's get the momentum going in the right way. So there's an exercise that came forward, and I'm being told to call it Mission imPossible. You may think that you don't have power to change the way things are, and that you're just helpless and you have no ability to shift the collective reality. You may think your only hope is to do this return to sender work. And I've gone into my feelings about return to sender, and where that comes from, how it comes from a fear base. And if you're curious about that, you can check out the videos that I will post in the comments, I'll pin them in the comments. I did a whole talk on that, on spiritual warfare. And I feel like it's very helpful for us to understand the responsibility we hold in how we work with our free will and how we use that to raise the collective energy. So the first thing that Spirit wanted to bring in for you all this week on this mission, imPossible, is start your day by really grounding. You know, even if you just take 5 minutes to like feel your connection to the earth, feel your connection to spirit, maybe send a root down, you know, plug it into the core of the earth, drink up some of that nourishing energy to give you strength and solidity as you step into your day, and then throw up a bubble around you, all right? So you can really stay in your own energy as you're moving through this week. And that bubble can have any quality you like, any color you like. Please get creative, listen to your intuition, and just use it as sort of like an energetic boundary around your energy, reminding you that you are responsible for what energy you choose to go into contractual agreement with. No energy can really tap into you or affect you unless you give it an entryway. So this is about you staying in your own energy, your own spiritual lane, so to speak. So as you do this mission impossible this week, the imPossible mission, you may think it's impossible that you're going to get anything out of this, but I think that you're going to realize that it's going to completely shift the way you see yourself, the way you see others, and the way you experience this world, right? And your power to affect change in it. So after you get your bubble around yourself and you feel like you got your energy really stabilized, then I want you to see connecting out from your bubble a web, and that web represents the cosmic web of creation that we are all tapped into. And right now, this cosmic web of creation, it's being manipulated, and it's being manipulated by the algorithm. We need to stop downloading the programming, and instead we need to start being the architects of the design by applying our energy intentionally to the creation of this web. Are we creating fear, or are we creating love? And there's something here that the collective is not seeing. There's something that the collective is not seeing about this greed energy, this envy energy, this gluttony energy, this sloth energy, this boastful, arrogant energy, this entitled energy, this lustful, desirous for what other people have energy. It's really kind of like the play out of those 7 deadly sins. If you think about it, can really all tie back to this one quality of envy, desiring what somebody else has, being arrogant in such a way that you feel you are entitled to what is another's birthright, feeling wrathful that you don't have what another has, and that you will be competitive and take what they have, seize what they have by any means, that you will be lustful and desiring after what has been secured for another in their life, instead of trusting that what is meant for you will always be meant for you. Being greedy, taking more than is your share, more than you currently have, and also not appreciating what you currently have, not understanding how you are operating from a place of ingratitude. Slothfulness, you know, just feeling like you shouldn't have to work for everything. You know, you shouldn't have to invest yourself in any way, that things should just be handed to you. Things should just be given to you, that you are entitled to these things. And envying what another person has created for themselves. But what you don't see is the times that that person suffered, the times that person struggled with their self-esteem, the times that that person had their faith challenged, that they put in the blood, sweat, and tears, the hard work to bring this thing into being. I think what you're going to find, okay, even vanity, just believing that you are somehow more worthy of what another has, rather than giving that person their flowers and acknowledging that they're worthy of what they have and that that's their blessing, and instead celebrating that person and acknowledging their contribution and their worthiness of receiving what they have obviously drawn into their lives by their own merit, So there's this assignment we've been given this week. Your assignment is to choose a day when you really need to do your grocery shopping to get a lot of essential things, so you can make it through the week, all right? And how much money you take to the store is going to vary for each of you. It all depends on your current financial situation, all right? But whatever you have to work with, you are going to take with you just enough as you think you would need or what you have allotted for these groceries for the week, okay? And you're going to go to the store with only the cash. You're not going to take your credit cards. You're not going to have your bank card with you, right? You're not going to utilize your Venmo or, your Cash App, none of that. This is just taking cash. We're going to work with the actual currency, which is its own frequency of money, cash money, okay? Now, when you get to the store, before you start buying your groceries that you planned on buying for yourself, I want you to go and look for a bouquet of flowers. And I want you, according to how much money you have to work with, all right, because it's going to be different for everybody. For somebody, it may just be a single rose, and that's completely acceptable. Whatever you have to work with, okay, you are going to pick the very best bouquet that you can afford while still having some money left over for you to purchase your essential groceries. And you are going to get that bouquet, all right? So there's going to be many lessons that come through this. Please view every step of the process as an educational experience. Right off the bat, you will notice how you will want to cut corners. Spirit's saying you will want to cut corners. You will try to look for the deal on the bouquet. You won't be really considering, making it the best bouquet you possibly can, because you might at this point be noticing the cost of the flowers and then weighing that against how much money you have to work with to get your groceries. This is going to cause you to look at many different areas, okay? As you pick a bouquet that is the best that you can afford with what you have to work with reasonably. You've got to eat, okay? You have to take care of yourself. But what's going to happen is you're going to make a series of choices as you do your grocery shopping. You're going to have to look at the things that you normally invest your money in. Do you really need to get that bag of Doritos? Do you? And energetically, is that really serving your health, your vitality? Do you really need to get that bottle of booze? Do you need to get that pack of smokes, okay? Is there a way that you can make some different choices? Is there a way you can make some healthier choices so that you can afford to get this bouquet of flowers? I want you to view every aspect of this exercise, this I'm possible, which may seem impossible, this I'm possible exercise that Spirit is downloading for all of us, all right? And when I'm saying I'm not speaking as I, me, I'm speaking as I, we, all of us, okay? Because that's what Spirit is. Spirit is that one consciousness that ripples through all of us, through this entire web of creation. So I just want to clarify that for you, all right? You are going to get this bouquet of flowers after you've done your grocery shopping, and you are going to ask Spirit to guide you to which checker you need to stand in line for, okay? And you're just going to go totally by where you feel led, where you feel led in your heart, where you feel led in your gut. You're going to lean into this. You are going to tap into the energy of the community around you by leaning into which check stand you feel called to go to, okay? and you're going to stand in that line. And once you've made the choice, once Spirit told you what line to go, and you are committed to that line, and whatever goes down in that line is also part of your personal lesson. Spirit's saying we all need this education. Spirit's telling me we all need this education, and that this education is going to teach us about so much more than just envy, okay? So you are going to stand in this line. That means if the person in front of you does not have enough money to buy their groceries, and they are sorting through their items and they're trying to figure out which ones to put back and which ones they can buy, and they're holding up the line, you are going to sit there and you are going to commit to this line. You are going to stay in this line. You are not going to move from this line. And you are going to hold a space of compassion as you move through this line. You are going to trust that everything that is occurring is for your education. Notice what comes up in you. Notice how you feel about it. Notice what person you felt drawn to go to. What checker did you feel drawn to go to? Why? Are there any biases behind why you chose that particular checker? All right, this is going to go deep. I want you to look at every single aspect of what is occurring, the conversations you're overhearing, the music that's playing on the store radio as you stand and wait in line. What's going on with the checker? What's their exchange like with the customer? What is the customer in front of you purchasing? All of it. It's all significant. It all means something. And when you greet your checker, when it's your turn, when it's finally your turn, I want you to look at the checker's name tag, and please be mindful of that person's name. And also notice any impressions that come up when you see the name tag, any impressions that come up in you when you see the name. It probably will have some kind of significance to you. And you're going to purchase your groceries, and you are going to purchase the flowers, and you are going to pay for it in cash. And as they bag everything up, you take those flowers and you look at that checker and call them by their name and say, Spirit wants to give you your flowers. You are covered. You are blessed. You are highly favored. You are loved. You are worthy of all you are about to receive now. And hand them these flowers, and then go about your merry way. And I'm being told that this is step one of what will be continuing assignments that will come in weekly from Spirit. But you're meant to learn something from this experience in particular. And maybe we'll do a little like live drop in around this with a reading where those who did participate in this little exercise, this challenge issued to us by Spirit can, just say what came up for them, express what came up for them, notice feelings they had, emotions they had that surfaced, perceptions they had, biases they bumped up against. Let's get real connected here. Let's drop in on this. Let's start really doing the work. Let's start taking actions together to create transformation in the world and really being that change we want to see in the world. And I also want to hear how it affects all of you to hold that intentional energy that all who come into contact with you as you go about your day, remember that web of creation you're casting from your bubble shield you're putting around you. Charge it up that everybody who comes into contact with you is blessed up by this web of creation, that they are supported in what they are here to create, and that they receive the blessings that are earmarked for them for their highest good, and that they have everything they need to awaken within them so they can bring their Ashe forward in the world. I look forward to co-creating with all of you.